Welcome back, everyone. My apologies for the noise. I'm seated outside today. It is really, really hot over here at Republic of Venderland. It's really hot, so I'm seated outside, and the main road is just next to us. But you know what? Needed fresh air. Today, I want to talk about how we have neglected the natural medicine to treat ourselves, because we have gone and believed that natural medicine is somehow barbaric. Is that the right word to use, money? Yeah, we have turned away from natural medicine, and we think natural medicine is it's barbaric. I'll use that word. God, even in the Bible, he talks about using the fruits, the food, the roots, the herbs to heal us so that we are healed, not just for eating, but also for healing the ailments that we have. Currently, everybody is talking about this oil. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't even want to pronounce it. The one that people put when they're steaming in water, only to find out that that oil, it is made out of a plant. It's made out of a plant called mubomo. Mubomo is found everywhere, but the road and everything. And these are the plants that when we grew up, our parents used to use them when we had cold. They will steam them and then they will use it on us. There is a, what else, ma? There's mint. There are so many plants. Chumbeumbe. There's moringa. Moringa, you can drink it, you can put it on your skin, you can have it as a powder and put it on food or cereal. We have so many herbs that we have neglected. When we were growing up, every home, almost every home, when you are sick, your mother would just go behind the house and take a branch or leaves and steam or boil it for you to drink so that you get healed. I remember some years ago when I had pneumonia, and then my dad was like, you just forgot. Your mother used to prepare a soft porridge. She will make a soft porridge, and then she will put it in a towel, and she will rub your chest and rub your back. And then when I went for checkup with my physician, he said, your father is so right, because it makes sense. It's an inflammation. It works also as an inflammation, and it dries out the mucus in your lungs. So imagine something that is so simple that I grew up my parents doing to us, because at home we usually had weak chest, and she used to do that. Even I used to see her doing it with my grandparents if they're sick or if she's taking care of someone. So imagine now a physician who's even not black, and I'm asking him, do you think it's right? It won't interfere with my treatment. He was like, please continue doing that. There are a few things that I want to pin out that we grew up knowing that it can be treated. It's good that you listen when you hear your parents talking about something. It's good that when you have grandparents, you listen and you remember. You know, there are a lot of teachings that our grandparents and our parents have done by doing it that we should have documented, because we need it now. I've noted few things down that I know, and I've done a little bit of research that I know that vendors and shangans, they used to treat those things without going to hospital. I'm not saying now don't go to hospital. Don't get me wrong. It's something like chifakore. Chifakore in English, they call it epilepsy. We knew that there were certain families that they were good in treating chifakore, which is called epilepsy. The sex of a child. Yes. Old women could see a man who couldn't have boys. They could identify a man who won't have boys, even if it's just having boys, but they knew which herbs to give that man for him to have boys. But and then now, because of Christianity, we think those things is done by heathens. But God gave us all those herbs and all those plants for us to live and us to heal. The issue of decaying teeth, you find that there are some families where their teeth, they have bad teeth. There are certain plants we knew that when you use that plants, when you use it on your teeth, or that teeth will have holes, or they'll always having to go to the dentist for their teeth to come out. They will use that teeth, that plant, that, and I can see it even in my mind, but I'm forgetting the name. And it will take out all the worms and every yes. I'm sure you are shocked when I say the worms from the teeth. And that person will never have issues with their teeth decaying and holes. And even if the teeth come out, it's not gonna be that difficult. There were families. I'm not talking families who are sangomas or yanga or whatever. I'm talking about families who were herbalists. You find that their families, they were good with ear issues. There were families which were known that when you have an ear issue, they are good with it. There were families that were known that when, you know, there's some people when they grow up, they will have sores. They will have sores on their heads, on their body, on their whatever. You'll find there's an old woman in the village who used to specialize. And that's one thing about Venda people. They were specialists. They won't be jack of all trades. It was known that this family is good with this. This family is good with it. Let's talk about infertility. Unfortunately, the people who are educated or have conceived being helped by old women. No, I don't have to say old women, but women who have been trained. And you find that it goes from one generation to a generation. People don't really talk about it. And people will pretend like, no, it's just medicine from the hospital. And you find that she was held by a woman who is known that she's good with women who struggle to conceive. Also, the issue of impotency with men. That one, I'm sure people know about it. Mpesu, everybody knows about it because it's a buzzword, because you people are too curious. Chiriso, it's a growth in the body. Venda people knew how to treat such things. There are so many things that I can mention, but I want to mention things that I know about. So what am I saying? I'm saying there are so many things that we need to find out. It is the same thing as I asked myself, I asked my gynecologist, why so many black women are suffering from fibroids. And I asked her why specifically black women, and she didn't have the answer. And I asked myself, but when we're growing up, there were less women who were suffering from this thing. I'm sure they were, but not at the rate that we're at. And she didn't have the answer. She was like, no, she thinks it was there, but it was not documented and everything. But I think we really need to do research and document these things. We really need to take advantage of the old women, of the old men in our families who have this information and document it so that this thing can be used. It's like a woman. When you grew up, a woman is not supposed to just wear lightly, and because it is understood that a womb it needs to be a place of warmth. These days, a lot of young women are having issues with their wombs. A lot of young women are having their wombs taken out. A womb is supposed to be a stove. It's supposed to be an oven. It's supposed to be hot. But when you dress lightly all the time, you dress lightly as a woman, your body is not supposed to be cold. Your body is supposed to be hot. There are a lot of things. I'm not a healer. I'm not a herbalist. But I grew up in a home where they believe, my grandmother, she used to use herbs. My mother, my dad, they used to use herbs. Even for us to be born. I can say that, Mane. Can I say yes? My mom will say, even for us to be born, my mother will say it, you know. She had to eat this root, whatever. So all I'm saying is that, guys, with this corona that is upon us, let's go back and do the simple things. Let us build our immune system. Because even with the vitamins which are there, how sure are you? Because from my understanding, we do not have quality control when it comes to vitamins in South Africa. I don't know all over the world. But when you eat something like moringa, it's got zinc, vitamin C, calcium, potassium, all those things that are needed. I'm not saying vitamins are bad. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying let's retract, because the things that we grew up with, the things our parents grew up with, you find that the Westerners take them and commercialize them, and we run and buy them and believe in them. And even when they commercialize them, they have to think about the profit, not really the benefit. So we have to really think, even the food that we eat, start planting vegetables. You've got gardens. Most of us in our homes, the yard is big. Plant vegetables. Go to the village or somewhere where they sell chickens, and have organic chickens. Because even if it's an organic chicken from whichever shop, I don't want to mention it, do you really think they will manage to have an organic chicken or pork or whatever for the entire nation? No ways. So let's treat food not just for eating. And now with corona, if you're overweight, it's a problem. Yes, we also need to talk about the issue of us being overweight, because you're gonna be having issues for you to heal. I'm not saying that people who are slim are gonna heal automatically, but I'm not saying that. Let us start being active. Stop the let us lessen the time we spend watching TV. Let's take walks. Let us be active. Let's park our cars sometimes and just walk. Let's stand by outside and have vitamin D. We hardly go out and be exposed to the sun. And us blacks, we don't really have vitamin C, D. We don't produce it. We have to get it from the sun. But we are afraid, oh, my skin, oh, whatever. But it's needed. It's needed in our body. So all I'm saying is that let us think about our life holistically. The things that we eat, we put in our mouth, the things that we drink. So many things got preservatives. Why can't we help ourselves by lessening some of the things? Plant vegetables in our houses. If it's raining, put drums outside and have natural water sometimes, because it's very healthy. Lessen the cool drinks that we're drinking, the alcohol that we're drinking, and all that. But when it comes even to corona, the treatment and everything, the things that they're talking about is the things we grew up doing. But somehow we abandon them because now we are more Western, we are more modern, those things are for heathens and everything. I grew up I've got generation and generation in my family of Christians. But one thing they never abandoned and never confused. They never confused that herbs are deemed as being evil or deemed as being used by heathens. Herbs were created by God for us to heal, for us to have healthy life. I'm not saying don't be negligent when your health is deteriorating and you don't want to go to hospital and you are seated there and you cannot breathe. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying let's take measures. When you come back from wherever you are coming out, because you cannot stay at home the whole time, steam with those things. Find somebody who can help you to identify those plants that I've said so that you use the right ones. I hope you are having a cool evening, even though it's hot. I don't know how it is where you are, but where I am is very hot. Good night. This is a moringa leaves. This one, I don't know if you can. Do you see how I'm drying it? I'm drying it. I had it, these leaves, I had them last week Wednesday. Imagine, they are still green. I forgot them in the car. I forgot it in the car, and I went on a holiday, and I was thinking I'll find it. It would have been rotten in the boot. You see, I'm drying moringa. When I finish, I'm gonna grind it to powder, so you can even have it fresh or as a powder. But you see, after so many days, almost a week, it's still being green. That the one that I was telling you about, mubomo, the one I was telling you about mubomo for steaming is this one. It looks like this. This is mubomo. This is the one that you find by the side of the road and everything. It's the one that they use for that oil. The one I said I cannot pronounce. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. This is how it looks like, this one. This is chumbeumbe. This one is chumbeumbe. But you need somebody who knows these plants, because plants can look the same and you will confuse them. Ask somebody who knows them. And this is mint. This is mint. Mint, you can steam with it. You can put it in a drink. You can put it in food. You can put it in many things, mint. You can use it as in your drink. If you are having, you put lemon, you put cucumber, in many things. Let's not talk about alcohol, please. Healthy drinks. Yes. So find someone who can identify these plants, because they are around us everywhere, and you start using them. Guys, Barcelona, let's change this mindset that being a Christian, you have to wear Western clothes. A person cannot wear, I'll say traditional, because it's not really our traditional clothes. They were created by somebody who designed for us and identified them as being traditional, but it's a story for another day. We have accepted it as our traditional clothes. We have this perception that if you're a Christian, you cannot wear those traditional clothes. Even the names that we give our children, we don't even understand the meaning of those words. Whereas the names that in our native language, they have meaning. It reflects what was happening at that moment in that family. It's got the names, they carry generation to generation. They are more heavier and more meaning, and they are more deep. So what I'm saying is that let us be proud of being blacks. Let us be proud of who we are. Let us be proud where we come from. We've got the most beautiful names with so much meaning that these days it's even worse. And then let's stop viewing those names and think that English names are the ones to be deemed as Christian names. So I'm just starting with this topic. I know this is a very deep topic. We're still gonna talk more about it and all that, but all I'm saying is that God loves us all. The wisdom that our ancestors had. And please, don't misunderstand me when I say ancestors. Ancestor is generation of people who have died. Because when I mention ancestor, people will think I'm talking about other things. No. Ancestor is just a name. It's the people who lived before us. They were given that wisdom of as I've mentioned, how to live, how to heal, how to thrive, how to get certain things. Yes. And we must always remember that God loves all of us. All the people, all the nations, all the tribes. So the problem is that sometimes we think that other nations are more special than us. We think other nations or races are more special and their opinions are more important than us. And God loves all of us. All the colors, all the shapes, all the tribes, all the races, all the nationalities, anything. And He made us. So if you have that perspective and you understand that God is for us, all of us, you'll understand that The wisdom he gave our people, the wisdom he gave our people to survive and everything, it's from him. How they used to survive and the wisdom they had, it's from him. So why do we now question the things which were there for healing, which were there for us to thrive, and we look down upon them? I want you to think about that deeply. That stop undermining yourself. Stop undermining where you come from. Stop undermining the wisdom your ancestors had. Stop undermining your parents that they had, they grew up with, and you feel that it's barbaric or anything. Food, plants, fruits, vegetables, herbs, roots, whatever that it is that God made, he made it for healing. He just didn't make us for us to enjoy and dine and whatever. No, he made it for healing, for our healing. So the answer might be with us. The answer might be here with us. But we have moved away from how we do things and the wisdom that he had given our people. So think about that. And let's go back to things that we grew up with not doing. We grew up our parents doing.